This is a review for an instrument that caught my eye online, and I purchased it off of eBay, direct from the factory in China, from a company called Pango, who also makes they call Afanti. Pango is their electric brand. Afanti, I guess, is their acoustic brand. The mandolin just looks so nice in the pictures. I thought I'd take a flyer on it and see for myself. This is also the factory that builds these in China also builds for a couple instrument shops house brands. So this is a mandolin that folks get, their own logo and peghead inlay and stuff, and get built for them. There are a couple builders who I know use this company, and one, in fact, that I think just resells these direct from the factory with a setup and case and, of course, a warranty. But this came direct from China. I'm expecting that if I have warranty problems, that's my issue. But the mandolin was pretty inexpensive. It's shipped really securely direct from China, which took a while. But it's as pretty as the pictures were. It has got a hand-carved solid spruce top, hand-carved maple back and maple sides, solid. It's got a really nice tortoise binding on the top and the back, also on the fretboard and on the headstock. I picked this color just because I thought it was super cool, but they make it in a bunch of different colors. And in fact, they make a ton of different models, some of which are solid woods, some which are not. So beware when you are ordering, if you do order, to make sure you're picking one that is solid. Has an ebony, radiused ebony fretboard, a radiused ebony bridge, solid cast tailpiece. It's got some decent tuners. They work really well. They're a bit on the cheap side. They're equivalent to what you might get on a Eastman like MD-305 or a Kentucky, or the lower ends like the 250 and below. It's also got an interesting tailpiece, which the strap button, which is like you would find on a guitar. It's just screwed in there. It's not like an ebony button, which you might find. But anyway, it came not set up, so I had to make the bridge with the top and adjust the saddle. I had to cut the nut and just get the intonation set up and everything. Also, when I received it, the fretboard was dry as a bone, but just, 2 applications of fretboard oil, and it really soaked those in, and it's good. The frets are medium size, and they're all level, and they didn't need any adjustment. They didn't need any, the crowns are good. The fret ends are well done. It does have a 2-way adjustable truss rod. This one I do have a armrest from Doug at Hill Country Stringworks, the McClung. But overall, a really nice mandolin. I did add a strap button here. I know some people love that, some people don't. But it's got a one-piece maple neck with a nice D profile. It's not a V profile, but super comfortable. It's a little bit smaller neck than you'd find on like a Weber that has those big beefy necks. But it is bigger than you might find on the Eastman. It feels about the same as the lower end Kentucky mandolins with that nice rounded neck. The finish is a hand rubbed oil, and it's kind of a semi-gloss. It looks like it's been polished a bit. Anyway, one thing that you should know is it is a slightly larger bodied mandolin than your standard A5 size, which is like 9 7/8 inches. This one measures 10 3/16. So the body size is larger, like you would find on a old Gibson A style, And it attaches at the 14th fret here, not at the 15th, which a lot of A5s do. And anyhow, it's a really nice sounding and playing mandolin. Super happy with it. So anyway, here is a little sound clip, just an audio test. And this is without a tone guard or anything. It's got nice low end, which I think partially comes from the larger body. It's sort of like doing what the Northfield does with the Big Mon. It's just slightly larger dimensions, and it brings out that low end. I also think the attachment at the 14th fret moves the bridge a bit and brings out a little bit of that low end as well. But it's still pretty punchy. Another thing that I really like about it is it actually has 24 frets. So you can get a full 2 octaves there, and it actually covers all the way to the D string. So I don't know if you can reach that or play that. I can't, but maybe you can. Anyway, but on the plain steel strings, it rings out pretty well, and intonation is really good. One thing to note is the bridge was clearly made on a CNC machine. You can see little steps where the cutter blade moved on the bridge itself, where it's been adjusted for intonation and such. But I don't think it's a problem. It looks like it was hand finished anyway. And I would assume that probably a lot of the parts are cut on a machine and then finished by hand. Anyway, super nice Mando. I brought it into a local shop and I compared it to Eastman, the 305, 505, 805, the 315, and the 515. And I like the way this sounds better than all of those mandolins. I also compared it to a Kentucky, the KM150, the 250, and the 272, and I also prefer this over them. It does have a little bit of that nice low end that like the oval hole Kentucky has, but it's definitely got a more F-style sound as well that mandolin doesn't. And the fit and finish is really superb for the money. It's surprisingly good. Again, the 2 little nits that I would pick are, I wish it had slightly nicer tuning machines. Not because they don't work. They work perfectly well. They hold tune. They're nice and smooth and easy to work. They're just not very pretty. And then the end pin here as well would be nice to have an ebony one. That's easily fixed with some careful drill work and a trip to your local music shop. Anyway, I will post another video with a little bit of music, and let me know if you have any questions.